Testing 1 2 3. Testing.
Testing 1 2 3. Testing.
Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Ray Lagenza Baseball Field here in Naugatuck, Connecticut, in this American Legion playdown game between Trumbull and Naugatuck. Trumbull would have to defeat Naugatuck twice this afternoon to begin to make it to the Super Regionals of Connecticut American Legion play, which begin this Saturday at two locations in SEPA Field in Meriden and Rotary Field in South Windsor, Connecticut. Good afternoon. As I said, I'm Steve Riley, and to my left, my good friend Jim Vardalis. He'll be doing color this afternoon for this game. And we saw these two teams play before, Jim, and it was a battle.
Naugatuck showed off their bats in a great pitching performance by Derek
Jagello, I believe so, right?
Yeah, and he was just dominant, kept Trumbull hitters off balance, and let's see if the pitcher today for Naugatuck can do the same thing.
Yeah, on the mound for Naugatuck is the big left-hander. He's probably their best pitcher, or if not, tied with Jagello, is Nate Deptula. Well, the batting order today for Trumbull, Jim?
Leading off is Kevin Brugman. He's number 15. Number 13, Matt Massaro, followed by batting third, Dan Massaro. Batting fourth, Al Palazzi. Yeah. Batting fifth, Chris Briganetti. Batting sixth is Tim Lojoko.
Or actually, Loiko, I believe they pronounce it. Yeah.
Tim Loiko. Batting seventh is Gregory Kaufman. Batting eighth is Matt Delaney. And batting ninth is Robert Goldsmith.
Yeah, and as I said, on the mound for Naugatuck post 17 today is Nate Deptula. Behind the dish, catching the balls and strikes this afternoon will be Mike Natekeel. Down at first base, the big Seymour High product, Austin Virab. And down at second, Zach Graveline. Over at third, Zach Bedrzik, the Woodland product. And over there at third base, Derek Jagello, the pitching star of the last time these two teams played down at Trumbull High. In left field, Nick Bruno. Covering a lot of ground out there in center field today will be Justin Marks. And out in right field will be Mark Nofree. The scoreboard's not working today, so we're on our own, Jim, as to balls and strikes and counts and so on. And
we're going to have to step up our game today, Rouse.
we certainly will.
We were a little, spoiled yesterday up at Rotary Field in South Windsor.
Yeah. Well, there's two other games. We're on tap here today on SportingNewsCT.com. Don Boyle with the call down in Bristol, up in Bristol's Muzzy Field in that game between Jewett City and Bristol. Bristol having the driver's seat in that particular game. And here, as you said, Bruggerman coming up to the plate. And he'll take the first pitch from Nate Deptula. And it's low for ball one. American flag in straight center field, waving towards from right field to left field, proudly waving away out there. I think that used to be a National Guard place out there. Foul ball right side makes it 1-1 to Bruggerman.
Yeah, Riles, definitely, I don't know the dimensions because there's no numbers, but this is a smaller field.
Well, it definitely is. That's why they have that big scoreboard out there in right field. And you have to see what the ground rule is to that, whether or not it's in play or not, because it's ball two up above. So it's 2 balls, 1 strike now to the right-handed hitting Kevin Bruggerman. Deptula winds and deals. Outside and high, it's 3-1.
Yeah, if you're Brugman here, you need to be aggressive. 3-1.
Yep. And there's a fly ball to right field, taking a few steps back, but now getting under it in one-handed grab is Mark Nofree. So 1 up and 1 down here for Trumbull in the top of the first inning. As I said, D. Boyle up there in Muzzy Field, and we also have the Stamford game. We don't know the final score of that Muzzy Field game. They started earlier than us, so their game could be just about winding down to a conclusion. 2 teams are already in the Super Regionals in Connecticut. That's Cheshire and Hamden. And there's the 6 games going on today where South Windsor's at Waterford today at 4:30 start there. Tri-Town's at West Hartford at 2 o'clock. RCP at Southington later today at 4:30. As I said, Jewett City at Bristol at 1 o'clock. Curveball is in there for strike 1 to the left-handed hitting Matt Massaro. North Haven's at Stamford today at 1 p.m. And then obviously here Trumbull Naugy. Fastball down the middle, so it's 0-2. Well, they're calling it a ball. Saints 1-1.
I got a score update here, Riles. Up in Bristol, we have Bristol 9, Jewett City 3. So
Okay,
Bristol
there's a
wins.
line drive. Down the right field line, that might be extras. It's a base hit, and rounding first is Massaro. He's heading for second as the ball gets bobbled a bit, and he'll be on second base with a stand-up double. And nothing like the other day, Jim, when Trumbull struggled even to get a hit. I think it took him about 5 innings just to get a hit off the prior Naugatuck pitcher.
Yeah, coming off that game, Trumbull's going to be aggressive here, losing 4-0, I think it was.
Yeah. So Deptula now faces Danny Massaro, the left fielder. He fires one low for a ball, so it's 1-0. Well, they mixed up their lineup a little bit, did Trumbull. Bruggeman used to be 2, and now he's the leadoff batter. Massaro was 1, now he's 2, and now it's Danny Massaro. He swings and misses to that one. It was a little bit outside and chases it.
A little off speed there.
Yeah. Trumbull had Chris Brown at shortstop last time. This time they don't. But they pick up Al Palazzi today, and they didn't have him in the last game. Swing and a miss. Good pitch that time by Nate Deptula. It looked like a little bit of tail on that fastball. It just went right away from the bat of Massaro. Slide stepping there. Swing and a miss, strike 3. That ball was right in the same spot virtually 3 times.
Yeah, he's working away on these right-handed batters at the moment.
Yep. And if you try to pull that tailing fastball outside, you're going to have trouble. Al Palazzi, designated hitter, steps in. He's wearing that St. Joe's helmet. St. Joe's won the Class M state baseball title here in Connecticut, defeating Wolcott. Yeah, there's the first pitch to Palazzi, and he takes a cut and tips it, I believe, into the catcher's mitt. As you said, Jim, this is not one of the deeper of ballparks here.
Yeah, I was just going to say, I was looking out in right field where that right fielder,
Yep.
a lot of these wood bat leagues, they're playing shallow. He's almost playing about 10
near the
feet
fence.
from the fence.
Yeah.
He's near the warning track.
And the ball is hit foul by Palazzi to the right side. Hope you like our GoPro camera view here from the press box above the backstop at Naugatuck's Ray Legenza Field. Looked like a little bit taking a little bit off that pitch, maybe a changeup. It's up high. And Deptula looks in an 8-keel for the signs. Slide steps, curveball, that one's fouled off the right side. Yeah, they have some netting over on the right side here, Jim, and it doesn't catch very much because it's not that high. It's up about 30 feet, but most of the foul balls here go off into Never Never Land.
Yeah.
And here's the pitch. It's popped up in foul territory, but chasing it is Austin Virab, looking for the fence. He's getting next to it, and it's just out of his reach and bangs into a stands behind the fence there on the first base side.
Yeah, don't underestimate Austin Vera. Very athletic.
Yeah, he's one big young man, but he's a very athletic player. And great hitter for this Naugatuck team. So Palazzi with 2 strikes will step back in. All wood bats here in Connecticut. If the team that wins the states and goes to the Northeast Regional, they shift back to aluminum. Curveball looks like it hit the batter. Down and in, so it hits Palazzi. And just like that, Trumbull has runners at first and second base. And up comes Chris Briganti, the right fielder. Briganti was 0 for 3 the last time he played against Naugatuck's pitching, but the righty pitching. First pitch is high for ball 1. As the fans start to pile in here at this 3:30 start. Line drive right at the shortstop. He catches it in midair. Nice play by Zach Bredrzik. So the threat has ended with that L6. Well, for Trumbull, here in the top of the first inning, they had no runs. There was 1 hit. There was no errors. There was 2 runners left on base. We'll be back with the bottom of the first. Naugatuck coming to bat.
I never realized how much the American Legion did in our community until I was overseas and my family needed help. The Legion was there, taking care of things I couldn't. and they ask nothing in return. I guess it's because they know what I'm going through. They've been here before. And when I looked into it, I discovered that there was a way for me to continue to serve my fellow veterans and my community through the American Legion. That's why I joined.
Yep. All right. Well, welcome back here to Naugatuck's Ray Lagenza Field. Sorry for that technical difficulty there with running the commercials.
We're going to have to figure that out.
We'll have to get that one straightened out. Yeah, I'm not the technically inclined person, and usually sometimes I have D. Boyle do it, but he's down there. He's up there in Bristol's Muzzy Field. Well, for Naugatuck will come up for the first time today, and Jim, the batting order for Naugatuck?
All right, we have leading off Zach Gravelin. Batting second, Nick Bruno. Batting third, Justin Marks. Batting fourth is Zach Bedricks.
Bedrzik.
Batting fifth is Derek Jagello. Batting sixth is Austin Verab.
There's a base hit to left field on a curveball by Gravelin.
Finishing up is batting seventh, Mark Knopfrey. Batting eighth is Mike Nackle.
Not Keel.
And batting ninth is the pitcher, Nate Deptula.
Well, let's see what strategy Naugatuck takes now, whether they bunt or not. Coming up on the edge is Greg Kaufman at third base. And here's the first pitch. Now swing and a miss by Bruno, the left fielder. So Graveline with a solid single to left, a curveball off Ryan Michael Gomes. Matt Delaney's the catcher here today for Trumbull. Down at third base, I said, Greg Kaufman. Kevin Bragaman playing short, and there's a high fly to left field. Chasing it back to left fielder. Back, over his head. The ball rolls to the fence, rounding third, and holding him up at third is Graveline, and Nick Bruno, just like that, with a stand-up double. And now runners are at second and third, and nobody out.
Yeah, Naugatuck just jumping out just like they did in the last game, being aggressive in the first couple innings here.
Yeah, but in that time, that ball just seemed to carry as it got up high and it just seemed to float all the way out towards the fence. Brings up Justin Marks, the center fielder, and let's see where Trumbull plays their defense. They're playing everybody except the third baseman back. Now the first baseman comes up and it goes to the backstop. Will he go? He's going. Will they have any chance? No. And a wild pitch scores the first run for Naugatuck as they lead it here, 1-0. And the runner at second now advances to third. That's Nick Bruno. Rounding out the rest of the defense for Trumbull, that's Danny Massaro on left. You already met him on that deep double. Tim Loico playing center, and right is Chris Brigante. There's a foul ball left side.
Yeah, if you're Marks here, you just need a ball to the outfield or a hard hit ball to the middle infielders, and you're scoring that run.
Yeah, it was short and second are playing back. That's Bragaman and Massaro. Kaufman and Goldsmith on the corners are up on the edge of the grass.
Now they're moving up.
Yep, and now they all move up. Here's a foul ball out of play left side, so 2 strikes now on Justin Marks. And Marks, if I recall, did he play for Woodland?
Marks. Yep, Woodland High School.
Yep. And here's the pitch outside for a ball. So the ever-important pitching, and Trumbull had to play yesterday, and my understanding is when they won, they played 11 innings yesterday. And there's a ground ball towards the first baseman. The runner at third holds, and the first baseman, Goldsmith, makes the easy play. Score that one a 3-U if you like to do that thing at home. And we have one out now with the runner at third, and that's going to bring up the cleanup hitter for Naugatuck, Zach Bedrzik, the shortstop from Naugatuck. He actually played his high school ball at Woodland High School this year, and that's the team that ended up losing in the semifinals to Wolcott, who ended up losing to St. Joe's in the finals. So Gomes comes set now. He kicks high and deals. There's a foul ball at the plate. We've seen a lot of crazy things happen in these games so far in this tournament, Jim. You know, yesterday A ball landed right in front of the plate, but it was disguised by the white line yesterday up in South Windsor. The catcher couldn't see it.
And we had the bunt, which the guy thought was going to go foul and stayed on the line, too.
Yep, there's a high fly to center field. It's deep back there. There'll certainly be enough to tag, and he does. The ball's caught. And trotting home is Nick Bruno. And with the sac fly RBI is Zach Bedrzik. And Naugatuck is now up 2-0. So now with the bases empty and 2 outs, up comes third baseman Derek DeGello. So just like their last time these two teams met, Trumbull is behind again early in the game. His last time Naugatuck scored 2 runs in the second inning down there in Trumbull. Now they score 2 so far in the first. And here's the pitch down low. And the wind-up in the pitch. 3-0 now to the right-handed hitting Jagello. On deck, the big Austin Virab. He was the hero, one of the heroes anyway, of that first game against Trumbull, where he got 2 big hits. And there's ball 4. So Jagello is aboard. And one of the biggest things that Trumbull has to be concerned with, Jim, is the pitch counts. You know, they must have used a bunch of pitchers.
Yeah, with 11 innings yesterday.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? You need to win this game. This is the one you got to worry about if you make it into that second game.
Yeah.
Got to win 1 before you win 2.
Digging in deep is Austin Virab, and the first pitch to him, strike 1. Good hard fastball from Gomes to hit the outside part of the plate. Austin played his high school baseball at Seymour High. Was part of that state championship team 2 years ago. And there's a fly ball to left center. It looks like it's playable by the center fielder, and he makes the one-handed catch. Does Timmy Loiko out there for Trumbull. Well, for Naugatuck here in the bottom of the first inning, they come up with 2 runs. There were 2 hits. There were no errors, and there was 1 runner left on base. We'll be right back with the top of the second inning here from Ray Lagenza Field in Naugatuck, with Naugatuck leading by a score of 2-0.
That's what I'm saying.
Today, more than ever before, women are on the front lines of America's defense. These brave women struggle and sacrifice to help keep our country secure. They deserve to be recognized for their service as guardians of freedom. Please support the American Legion's efforts to serve the growing number of women veterans. Go to legion.org/honor-veterans to find out how you can help.
As we recognize the service of America's men and women in uniform, let's also honor the families who sacrifice so much every day. As the service member serves, so does the family.
All right, back here at Ray Lagenza Field. We're moving on to the top of the second inning. Trumbull will send up Timmy Loiko, the center fielder. He'll be followed by Greg Kaufman and Matt Delaney. So Naugatuck on a big double by Nick Bruno and a sac fly by Zach Bedrzik leads it here 2-0, way up and in.
If you're Trumbull here, you need to start getting base runners on and put the pressure on the defense for Naugatuck.
Yep, and here's the 1-0. There's a high fly ball to shallow right field. The right fielder, no free, comes back a couple of steps and makes a one-handed grab. So 1 up, 1 down here. Brings up Greg Kaufman, the right-handed hitter. Trumbull, as we said, has to win 2 to make it to the Super Regional Saturday. And they are in the South, so if Naugatuck should win this game, they will be playing on Saturday in the Southern Division. There's a strike.
I think we have 1 team already made it to the Super Regionals, right?
2.
Hamden?
2, Cheshire and Hamden.
Cheshire and
Yep.
Hamden.
Yep.
And then Bristol, they're up 9-3 right now.
Yeah, they're on their way there as well. There's the ball up high. 1-1. Yeah, the North's going to be played in South Windsor's Rotary Field, and the Southern Super Regionals are down at Seppa Field in Meriden. There's a foul ball down the first baseline. Chasing it is Austin Virab, and he makes the one-handed catch over the back of his shoulder.
Threw off his hat. He's like, I don't need that. Great catch by Virab there.
Yep, nice play by the big guy at first base for Naugatuck, and up comes the catcher, Matt Delaney. And now Delaney for the first time with 2 outs. First pitch is in there for a strike. Delaney did not play in that last game against him. There's another strike to him. Did not play in that game against Naugatuck the first time. A couple of their players did not play last time.
0-2 here. You're thinking about a waste pitch. Nothing good for the hitter.
Yep, low. It's 1-2 now to Delaney. So Delaney is a new guy. Palazzi's a new guy. Curveball, swing and a miss. He chased that one. Couldn't deal with it. And Deptula has his second strikeout of the inning. So Trumbull goes down rather quietly. 1, 2, 3. We'll be back with the bottom of the second inning here from Ray Lagenza Field in Naugatuck, Connecticut. The score remaining, Naugatuck 2, Trumbull 0.
America, meet Greg Anderson. Served 2 tours in Afghanistan, Bronze Star and Purple Heart recipient, and unemployed. The unemployment rate among transitioning service members is unacceptably high, much higher than the general population. Veterans are a proven commodity. They're mature, reliable, and hardworking, and they deserve a chance to get back to work after serving their country. Do you really want to honor a veteran? Hire one. Go to legion.org/honor veterans to find out how you can help.
I never realized how much the American Legion did in our community until I was overseas and my family needed help. The Legion was there, taking care of things I couldn't, and they asked nothing in return. I guess it's because they know what I'm going through. They've been here before, and when I looked into it, I discovered that there was a way for me to continue to serve my fellow veterans and my community through the American Legion. That's why I joined.
The American Legion. We're a powerful...
Well, Mark Nofri will lead it off here in the bottom of the second inning for Naugatuck. They have a 2-0 lead over Trumbull, American Legion team. You know, as we said, the Super Regionals to begin this Saturday. Weather permitting, of course, there'll be a number of games throughout the day, which we'll have them all broadcast here on SportingNewsCT.com. Don Boyle will be one location. Myself and Jim will be at another location. We're probably going to be up there in South Windsor, I would imagine. Don will be down at Seppa Field. The finals, once they get it down to 2 teams, will be held at Seppa Field for the best out of 3 championship series. Rules will change slightly in that championship series. They allow, all the way up to that point, they allow re-entry according to Federation rules. First pitch from Gomes is fouled off by Nofri. So in the championship series, there won't be any re-entry rule. They'll go back to their major league rules. American League major league rules, because there's a DH.
It'll really be interesting to see who those teams are at the end. And,
Yep.
You know, they'll have earned it.
Well, the teams in the driver's seat right now are Waterford, West Hartford, Southington, Bristol. You know, they're in the driver's seat. Stamford, because they got to get beat twice today. There's a bloop into shallow left field. The shortstop, Bruggeman, drops back and makes the one-handed catch. Brings up Mike Nate Keel, the Naugatuck catcher. Kind of a strange scenario in their setup here, though, Jim, because Trumbull was a higher seed than Naugatuck, but once Naugatuck became the team that had to be beaten twice, then you had to play at their park.
Yep.
And there's a swing and a miss.
Well, you know, that
by
kind
Nate
of makes
Keel.
sense. You go 2-0, you deserve to play at home, correct?
Yeah, I guess. That's the thought process, I suppose. But usually they're playing at higher-ranked teams. There's a foul ball straight back. Be interesting. I think the highest-ranked teams in the tournament were Stamford and perhaps Cheshire. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Good curveball that time by Gomes, and catches Nate Keel waving at it. Brings up Nate Deptula, the pitcher. So Gomes starting to settle down here. Retired 3 in a row.
Gotta think Deptula is almost like that second leadoff batter as a lefty at the end of the order.
And that time he waves at a pitch and tips it into the catcher's mitt. Well, if you're Naugatuck, you want to keep the pressure on. You don't want to have anything drop off. Like, you score a couple runs. It's only 2 runs, and it's a lot of game left.
Yeah,
That ball's
you cannot let Trumbull hang in there.
Yeah, you can't.
Think that they have a chance.
Nope. And pitch inside is a strike, right on the inside part of the plate. Well, I got to believe that should Naugatuck lose this game, they'll come back with Jagello, who already defeated Trumbull. Slightly different Trumbull team here today. It's Palazzi, the DH, Delaney.
Well, I thought this said Jagello's pitcher not eligible.
Maybe he's not eligible, yeah. There's a bloop in the center field, and coming on and getting it, what a running catch is Timmy Loitko. And that's going to be 3 up, 3 down here for Naugatuck in the bottom of the second. We'll be right back with more American Legion baseball action here from Ray Lagenza Field after these important messages.
The American Legion, we're a powerful force for the nation. We're patriots through and through. We believe in our flag and all that it stands for. Our Constitution, our Pledge of Allegiance, our way of life are all fundamental to maintaining our freedom and the standing that we have as the greatest country on earth. We promote and defend these values every day in communities across the nation. Go to legion.org to find out more about the American Legion's commitment of service to America.
The American Legion honors our newest generation of warriors and veterans. Please join us in supporting and recognizing their unique contributions and needs. Go to legion.org/honor veterans to find out more. Life in the military is one of service and sacrifice. And for some, that sacrifice is more than many of us can imagine. Please join with the American Legion in recognizing and supporting our wounded warriors and their families. Let's not allow them to be forgotten and left to fend for themselves. They deserve more. Sometimes just thank you isn't enough. Go to legion.org/honor veterans to find out how you can help.
The American Legion, we're a powerful force.
And welcome back to Ray Lagenza Baseball Field here, the home of the Naugatuck Greyhounds. But today, the American Legion team takes over the field.
Yeah, this is a beautiful field, though, huh, Riles?
Definitely is. I like they renovated the dugouts a little bit, too, when they put those fences out in front. They used to have a fence right in front of the face of the dugout. Now you have a little bit more room in the dugout.
When I played here at Naugatuck High, the field was over there by the football field behind us.
Yep. They used to have a track right where this baseball field is. Well, leading it off here for Trumbull in the top of the third, is the first baseman, Rob Goldsmith. Curveball in there for a strike. Nice curveball again. Strike 2.
Yeah, Deptula here, he's just been getting ahead in counts, keeping these Trumbull batters off balance.
Now he throws a fastball, and it's going to bloop over Bedrzic's head for a base hit. The 0-2 pitch, the one you just don't want him to get a hit on, and he does. So Trumbull's got their leadoff hitter on base. And it brings the top of the order up. You know, when you get the 9 guy on, it's usually a big deal with nobody out.
Turning it over to the top of the order with no outs.
Yeah, Bruggeman's up now. He flied to right his first time up. He lines one at the second baseman. That's off into center field for a base hit. And Justin Marks picks it up and sends it in. So 2 base hits in a row for Trumbull. And they've got a threat going here now. That's their 3rd hit of the game. And runners at first and second, nobody out. And up comes Matt Massaro, who got a double his last time up as he ripped it down the line. So they're moving Austin Virab up on the edge of the grass. Same with the third baseman as that curveball misses outside. That's Jagello. He's playing about 2 steps back of third base. Virab up on the grass with the lefty batter. And there's a curveball strike.
We got a little lefty-lefty matchup here.
It's going to be awfully hard to turn a double play, even if with this lefty up, unless he goes right to, hits a hard one to the second baseman. Popped up, and that's what the doctor ordered, so to speak, as the second baseman Graveline makes the catch. And he didn't even really have to catch it with the infield fly rule in effect. Brings up Dan Massaro, struck out his first time up.
Yeah, if you're Trumbull here, you just need to keep being aggressive. You're not going to be able to get these runs in with pop-ups or strikeouts.
Yeah.
Put the pressure on.
Curveball in the dirt. Well, it looked like the two hits that, excuse me, that Trumbull did have were both on fastballs. One of them on an 0-2 pitch. He tried to sneak it past the batter after two curves. There's a ground ball in a hole and short. It'll be a tough play for Bedricks. He can only have one place to go, and he does go to second. I thought his only place would have been to third. But he makes a fantastic play on that one. It's fielder's choice, scored at 6-4. So that erases Bruggeman. But Goldsmith goes to third. Now you have first and third with a lefty pitcher. See what Trumbull tries to do here with Al Palazzi up. Will they not? Because then theoretically you could walk Palazzi and pitch to Briganti if you wanted to. But you're up by 2. It's a runner at first base. See how Naugatuck's Legion plays this. As the first pitch is a kick from Deptula. Curveball in there. Ball 1 up high to Palazzi, who was hit by a pitch his first time up. On a down and in curveball. And now here's the kick and the pitch. Swing and a miss. That one, a low outside fastball, and Palazzi chased it. That was that tailing fastball that Deptula has that moves away from the hitter. So if you try to pull it, you're in trouble. With an even stance is Palazzi. And here's the 1-1. Swing and a miss. Another outside to the tailing fastball that Palazzi just waved through. So it's 1-2 now to Palazzi.
Got a lot of poise here by Deptula. Let's see.
See if they try to run the runner sooner or later at first base, especially with 2 strikes here. Slide step, though, this time. There's a fastball up and away. Tried to fool him with the slide step, maybe catch those runners. And now it's 2 balls and 2 strikes, I believe. And Deptula kicks and deals. Curveball way up high. Just spins. So now the runner will be going. See what they do here.
It doesn't look like he's really giving him anything great to hit here.
Yeah.
Almost pitching around him.
I know.
It's very surprising if this runner isn't going here.
Yep. Batter asks for time. He's giving it. Well, the tough part is if the ball goes in the gap with the runner going here, you could score 2 runs.
Yep.
And here's the kick pitch. Runner goes. There's a pop on a light field line. That's going to be trouble if fair, and it's going to be a foul ball by about a foot. That would have probably scored 2 runs on that one. It was a high sky flying ball that was tailing towards the line. The right fielder at that time, Nofri, playing Palazzi to pull. So he had a long way to run to try to catch that one.
Let's see if they adjust to that one.
Yeah. As now Austin Vera playing behind the runner at first instead of holding him on. Here's the kick and the pitch. Curveball, swing and a miss. Took something off that one. He strikes Palazzi out. That's a great pitch that time by Nate Deptula. And he ends the Trumbull threat here in the top of the third. No runs, 2 hits, no errors, and 2 runners left on base. That's the 4th runner left on base here for Trumbull this afternoon. We'll be back at the bottom of the 3rd inning. Naugatuck escapes, and they still lead it by the score of 2-0.
I never realized how much the American Legion did in our community until I was overseas and my family needed help. The Legion was there, taking care of things I couldn't, and they asked nothing in return. I guess it's because they know what I'm going through. They've been here before, and when I looked into it, I discovered that there was a way for me to continue to serve my fellow veterans and my community through the American Legion. That's why I joined.
The American Legion, we're a powerful force for the nation. We're patriots through and through. We believe in our flag and all that it stands for. Our Constitution, our Pledge of Allegiance, our way of life are all fundamental to maintaining our freedom and the standing that we have as the greatest country on earth. We promote and defend these values every day in communities across the nation. Go to legion.org to find out more about the American Legion's commitment of service to America.
Well, Zach Graveline will lead it off in the bottom of the 3rd, and he takes the first pitch ball outside. We have a final score from Bristol's Muzzy Field. Right. What was the score, Jim?
9-3, Bristol.
So Bristol, the third team to get into the Super Regionals, as they win it by the score of 9-3. Right. Against Jewett City. Fastball in there for a strike to Graveline.
Two teams that we did see during this
Yep.
tournament.
So far it's Bristol, Cheshire, and Hamden that are in the Super Regionals. And there's a ground ball to short. Scooping it up is Bedrez. I'm sorry, flip the page. Bruggeman makes the play at first
He made
base.
that one close. Only got him by
Yeah.
a step.
Well, Graveline can really fly. The Woodland High School product. He had an older brother, I think it was a pitcher. Many years ago, it was a really lights-out pitcher. In 2007, I believe it was. And only lost by 1 run in the semifinals to Waterford High School, eventually defeated by Seymour in the state championship game in 2007. Up is Nick Bruno now. He had a double his first time up, scored the second run of the game for Naugatuck. And a ball up high. So it's 2-0 now to Bruno. 1 out, bottom of the third inning. Naugatuck holding on to a slim 2-0 lead. No runs, 3 hits, no errors, 4 left on base for Trumbull so far. Ball down low. So it's 3-0 for Naugatuck. 2 runs on 2 hits, no errors, and 1 runner left on base. And there's a strike, that automatic 3-0 strike that our mentor Don Boyle constantly thinks should just be automatically given.
I think North Haven might have beat Stanford. Was
Okay.
Stanford in the driver's
Yep,
seat?
they were in the driver's seat. Popped up in the infield. The first baseman Goldsmith makes the 2-handed
I
grab.
think that game is going into the second game at the moment.
Okay. North Haven, Stanford. North Haven must have won the first game.
Yep.
So they're battling away. Stanford, one of the highest ranked teams this year in American Legion play. They won the Northern Division of, I think it was Zone 4 or something, or 3. One of those zones they won, but they were in the North highest ranked team. I think Trumbull was the second highest ranked team. They're swing and a miss.
Yeah, Justin Marks up, number 11.
Marks.
He hit it to the first baseman first time up. It was unassisted.
Gomes shakes off the play 3 times like he has 4 pitches, right? Here's the pitch. And there's a ground ball to third. He must have had a 4th pitch. Taking it is Kaufman, and Mark's really not speeding, hustling down to first. So, of course, scored that one 5-3. He made it a little bit easier for Kaufman. 3 up, 3 down again. So Naugatuck's pitcher, Ryan Gomes, got himself 7 in a row put down. We're through 3 full innings here at Ray Lagenza Field in Naugatuck. The score remains Naugatuck 2, Trumbull 0.
The American Legion, we're a powerful force for the nation. We're patriots through and through. We believe in our flag and all that it stands for. Our Constitution, our Pledge of Allegiance, our way of life are all fundamental to maintaining our freedom and the standing that we have as the greatest country on earth. We promote and defend these values every day in communities across the nation. Go to legion.org to find out more about the American Legion's commitment of service to America.
America, meet Greg Anderson. Served 2 tours in Afghanistan, Bronze Star and Purple Heart recipient, and unemployed. The unemployment rate among transitioning service members is unacceptably high, much higher than the general population. Veterans are a proven commodity. They're mature, reliable, and hardworking, and they deserve a chance to get back to work after serving their country. Do you really want to honor a veteran? Hire one. Go to legion.org/honor veterans to find out how you can help.
All right back here at Ray Lagenza Field. We're moving on to the 4th inning. Trumbull, all zeros up on the board. Naugatuck 2 in the first, and they haven't gotten anything since. For Trumbull, Chris Briganti, the right fielder, will lead it off. Chris lined out to short his last time up as he steps in to face Nate Deptula, the star left-handed pitcher from Naugatuck High School. Curveball.
Yeah, that
Little
first
high.
at bat, he hit that shot right at the shortstop.
Yep. A little bit of wind, not as much as the beginning of the game. There's that pitch that tails away, swing and a miss. The Trumbull hitters just aren't hitting that. They're trying to pull it, and that's what's happening. Swing through it. High fly into left center. Circling around it is Loico, and he drifts back and makes the catch. Yeah, I'm not one to like fielders who drift. All
Yeah,
you need
that
is a wind
didn't
gust.
look like either one of them really called for that one. And
Yeah, it was
they were
kind of
both
a-
like, oh, are you going to get it or are you going to get it?
Yeah, it was hit way up there, so they had plenty of time to get there. But you never know. If you get a gust of wind and then all of a sudden it goes, you want to get to that spot fast.
Yeah.
First pitch now to the lefty Loiko is
You know,
strike one.
when we're coaching our outfielders at Seymour, we always want them to call it right off the bat. You want to be confident, call that ball off.
Yep. There's a ball down low. Scoreboard not working here today at Ray Lagenza Field. There's a strike. Deptula pumps that one right over the plate. Loiko fly to right his last time up. And there's a bloop foul out of play, straight back. Hope you enjoy our GoPro camera view here at Ray Lagenza Field. We're perched up in a press box here. And there is a fence in front of us, but we can sneak the GoPro camera between the chain links so we have a clear view. Fastball, that one's popped up in the infield. Deptula was going to call it, then the third baseman, that time Jagello, calls him off, and he takes the catch. 2 up, 2 down here in the top of the fourth. Brings up Greg Kaufman, who fouled to the first baseman with a great play by Austin Virab back there in the second inning. The first pitch is the curveball for a strike from Deptula.
And not many opportunities here for Trumbull. That first inning, they had the double and a walk, but other than that.
And there's a curveball swing and a miss. See, the hardest pitch, I think, to hit for the righties, the down and in curve, because you're swinging over it.
Yeah.
That one that floats down over the center of the plate shouldn't be they're having trouble with that one, too, and that's not a good sign for Trumbull, as that one's fouled off right side. But the out pitch that Deptula has is that tailing fastball that the batters are swinging around. There's a ground ball between short and third. Bedrzik will get it. He dives. He has to get up. It's a long throw. He won't have a chance. And Virab wisely comes up in front to catch it so the ball didn't bounce by him. Hustling down the bag was Nate Keel. Down behind to back that throw up anyway. So an infield single now for Greg Kaufman here with 2 outs. That's the 4th Trumbull hit of the game. And it brings up Matt Delaney, the catcher, who struck out his first time up. So let's see if Trumbull tries to get something going on the running game here with 2 outs. And Deptula kicks high and deals. Fastball is a line drive to center, right at the center fielder, and he makes the one-handed catch below his waist. Does Justin Marks. Score that one in the L8. And that'll do it here in the top of the 4th for Trumbull. So Deptula gets out of again. No runs, 1 hit, no errors. 1 runner left on base. That's the 5th of the day for Trumbull. We're halfway through here from Ray Lagenza Field in Naugatuck, Connecticut, with the score remaining. Naugatuck 2 and Trumbull 0.
The American Legion honors our newest generation of warriors and veterans. Please join us in supporting and recognizing their unique contributions and needs. Go to legion.org/honor veterans to find out more.
Today, more than ever before, women are on the front lines of America's defense. These brave women struggle and sacrifice to help keep our country secure. They deserve to be recognized for their service as guardians of freedom. Please support the American Legion's efforts to serve the growing number of women veterans. Go to legion.org/honor veterans to find out how you can help.
All right, back here at the bottom of the 4th inning, as we were talking about between the break, the number of players from Trumbull who were not here last time. Rob Goldsmith, Al Palazzi, and this time, Chris Brown. This time it's Bruggeman, who last time was the catcher. Now he's the shortstop on this team. Now they got Matt Delaney catching. Matt Delaney pitched in relief in the first game. And that brings up here in the bottom of the fourth for Naugatuck, Zach Bedrzik, the star for Woodland High School, or one of them.
Yeah, he had the sack.
Line drive, base hit into left. A one-hop scorcher by Bedrzik. And the third hit of the game for Naugatuck, and they got their leadoff batter aboard. Let's see if they try some small ball. First pitch fastball right down the plate. He wasn't waiting. He just ripped it. Well, Derek DeGello comes up. He walked his first time up. And see if they try to get something going. Bedrzik does have speed. Gomes comes set, throws a curveball. That one's popped up in the infield. It's going to be into that no man's land between left, and he drops it. Left, center, and short. And the ball just goes off the edge of the left fielder's glove. I don't know if I'd call that one an error, though. That's not ordinary effort.
He laid out for that.
Yeah, so I'm going to call that one a single. Just a bloop single, really. Fourth hit of the game, but up comes big Austin Virab, not really known to bunt. And he's really, he's the threat to had a double play or a base hit, so.
Virab flew out to center field his last at bat.
Way outside, ball one. Well, he usually looks to hit the ball in the gaps, so that's his forte. But I'll tell you, he has power to hit it out of here. He has hit it out of here this year.
Yep. If you're Gomes, you're like, oh man, this guy Virab's coming up to the plate with two guys on. This is not your ideal situation.
Yep. 2-0 now to Austin.
Hitters count.
Yep. Usually when he hits it, it's really hard to hit. Curveball up high, ball three. See if they give him a green light. Didn't look like it.
Kind of looked like he tapped on his helmet. If he had
yeah. There's a strike. Fastball on the letters. So it's 3-1 now. Gomes comes set, looks at the runners. Bedrzik on second, leading off. There's a foul ball right side, so the count is full. Well, not likely to run him 3-2, nobody out. He risk a triple play and a line shot. Right? Here's the pitch. Way up high, ball four. So Virab's aboard. Second walk of the day for Gomes, but importantly now, Naugatuck has the bases loaded and nobody out. And up comes the lefty, Nofri. I think Nofri's also a pretty good bunter, but they're playing up on the corners. So they got Kaufman on the grass and Goldsmith on the grass. Both Massaro and Bragaman are playing back in double play depth, so they'll give up a run in order to get that double play. The first pitch is up high for ball one.
I think that was a strike.
Strike, I'm sorry, check that. And here's the pitch, curveball or outside. Looked like a change of sorts, maybe. It's an off speed in any event. It's 1-1. Slide step. There's a line drive, and it's going to be up into the hands of the second baseman. So that time Massaro didn't have to jump too much, but he jumped enough. All the base runners froze, so scored down an L4. So now there's one out. And Mike Nategeel struck out his first time up, is up again. And here's the pitch. Hits the dirt for ball one. If he can get out of this will be big for Trumbull.
Yeah.
And if you're the coach if you're the Naugatuck coach too, you have to say, well, if you do something crazy and you end up an out, you end up with the bottom of the order up next inning. Swing and a miss. Whereas at worst, you'd end up with the top of the order the following inning. But you want to get guys in now.
Yeah, if you're Naugatuck, you need to get a ball the outfield
here
and try to get another sack.
Coach is not giving him any signs, so I can't believe he's bunting at all. There's a curved, slow one that hits the inside part of the plate. 2 strikes now on the right-handed hitting Mike Nategeel. There he's blooped down the right field line. Chasing it's the right fielder, and he won't get it. It's a foul ball. So Briganti ran a long way. Just a reach-out swing that time by Nategeel. Just protecting and putting the bat on the ball. 2 strikes, they still have the runner the first baseman, Goldsmith, playing up on the edge. He will be going to home if he gets a ground ball. Gomes comes set. Here's the pitch. Curveball up high. Didn't really break at all. 2 balls, 2 strikes now to Nate Keel. We're in the bottom of the 4th inning. Naugatuck leading 2-0, trying to extend it here. With the bases loaded and 1 out. Ball down low, so the count is full again. It's full to Virab. It was full to Nofri. Now Nate Keel, and here's the pitch. Pops it up, foul out of play. That favors the hitter. The more times you hit a foul ball with 3 balls on you, you've got a better chance of getting on base. He's got an Easton wooden bat he's got in his hands, all wood in Connecticut. Here's the pitch. Tips it, gets by the catcher. So
wow, he barely got a hold of that.
Nate Keel stays alive.
Like you said, though, Riles, now the pitcher's going to start to get frustrated.
Yeah,
he's been throwing strikes eventually,
yeah.
You
throw a ball. Here's the pitch. There it is. It's popped up. This one may be playable. Chasing it over. There's Kaufman. He's in foul ground, and he makes the catch. So Nate Keel pops up. Now they can all go back to their positions as the bases were loaded. Nobody out. Now there's the bases loaded and 2 outs with Nate Deptula up, who lined to center his first time up. This will be big if Trumbull can get out of it.
Yeah, let's see if Deptula can help himself out.
Swing and a miss. Big cut. That time he was trying to hit it over that scoreboard in right field. Just swung through it. It's 0-1. There Gomes, delivery. Popped up, out of play, left side, I believe. Chasing it, though, is the third baseman. Good effort that time by Kaufman. But it's out of play. So now Deptula has 2 strikes on him. Naugatuck had the bases loaded and nobody out. And now there's 2 outs. Critical point in the game, Jim. Gomes looks in for Delaney for the sign, now delivers. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and Gomes has gotten out of it. Bases loaded and nobody out. And Naugatuck comes up empty. For Naugatuck here in the 4th, no runs, 2 hits, no errors. They left 3 runners on base. 4 full innings now here at Ray Lagenza Field, and the score remains Naugatuck 2, Trumbull 0.
The American Legion, we're a powerful force for the nation. We're patriots through and through. We believe in our flag and all that it stands for. Our Constitution, our Pledge of Allegiance, our way of life are all fundamental to maintaining our freedom and the standing that we have as the greatest country on earth. We promote and defend these values every day in communities across the nation. Go to legion.org to find out more about the American Legion's commitment of service to America.
The American Legion honors our newest generation of warriors and veterans. Please join us in supporting and recognizing their unique contributions and needs. Go to legion.org/honor veterans to find out more. Life in the military is one of service and sacrifice. And for some, that sacrifice is more than many of us can imagine. Please join with the American Legion in recognizing and supporting our wounded warriors and their families. Let's not allow them to be forgotten and left to fend for themselves. They deserve more. Sometimes just thank you isn't enough. Go to legion.org/honor veterans to find out how you can help.
The American Legion, we're a powerful force for the nation. We're patriots through and through.
All right, back here in the top of the 5th inning. For Trumbull, they'll have the 9-1-2, but Rob Goldsmith actually got a base hit his first time up.
How about Trumbull getting out of that jam, though, Riles?
Oh, fantastic. It's ball down low. That's unbelievable. See how that affects Nate Deptula, because he was the one who came up with the bases loaded and 2 outs. Yep. There's a pop-up in the infield, the center of the infield. Bedrzik calls it. Steps back behind second base and makes the catch.
Now we'll have the top of the order for Trumbull coming up.
Yep.
Or that was the top of the order.
No, that was Goldsmith, right? Popped out.
F6.
Now it's Kevin Bruggeman coming up to the plate. He's 1 for 2, flied to right, singled. He's erased on a fielder's choice back in the third inning. Curveball's up high for ball 1. No runs, yep.
Still 2-0.
Yep. No runs, 4 hits, no errors, 5 left on base for Trumbull. Line drive into right field. That'll be right at the right fielder. They were playing him perfectly. Was Mark Nofri. And, sometimes you just got to be in the right spot. Nofri snags it with one hand, and there's 2 up, 2 down here in the 5th. Matt Massaro comes up. He doubled and popped to second.
Doesn't look like Deptula is very shaked after that strikeout, though.
No, I guess not.
Yep.
Whoa, he hits the batter. That one is, when I saw it
that.
coming, I said, there's no way he's going to get out of the way of that thing. Second hit batter of the game for Deptula. He hasn't walked anybody, but he's hit 2 batters.
That would have been a lap in a pole.
Oh, gee. Yeah, what Jim's talking about is that some coaches have consequences for pitchers, either walking batters.
That's a cardinal sin. You never want to put a guy on.
Yeah, big lead at first by Massaro, way off the bag. I'm surprised he didn't throw over, and he does. And they don't get him, but he just had to throw over. I mean, he was baiting him to throw over. Yeah. This huge lead. Massaro struck out and grounded into the fielder's choice. Not as big of a lead now, and there's a pitch way outside. 1-0 to Massaro. Massaro looking at his brother, Massaro, probably saying, hey, get a hit, will you?
Yeah.
As he leans off first.
Help us out here.
Swing and a miss. There's that fastball with that tail at the end of it.
It's going to be really hard, though, to get a jump here with Deptula on the mound. He's switching it up between high kicks.
Yeah, but there's no signs being given, so either he's on his own, There's a ball down low, so it's 2-1. Third base coach over there, the head coach Jack McFarland, is not given any signs this sequence. Slide step. Curveball gets by the catcher. That one looked like it hit the dirt, so we're going to have to call it a wild pitch. But Trumbull now has a runner in scoring position, their third runner in scoring position here this afternoon, with Massaro up and Palazzi on deck. There's 2 outs. And Deptula, slide step, swing and a miss. There's that tailing fastball on the outside part of the plate that a batter sees it as a strike.
And a lot of room down the right field
Sings
line.
at it. Yeah.
If you're Trumbull, you need to go the other way on that pitch.
Same thing, but this one gets by the catcher. The runners will advance at ball 4. Another wild pitch on a walk. So a hit batter, a walk, 2 wild pitches. And now you have first and third, and up comes Al Palazzi. And they'll probably want to let Palazzi swing. They're not going to. They run the guy and they get him out. There is 2 outs. You could really go after the runner, up 2-0. Virab playing behind the runner at first base. Here's the pitch up high for ball 1 to Palazzi. Palazzi, the big young man for this Trumbull Legion team. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. There's that fastball tailing. The batters just don't go after it. They go after it, but they just don't make contact as they swing like they're trying to hit it to left field when they should be trying to hit it to right field. There it is again, and that one's fouled off. 0-2. Or was it 1-2? 1-2. 1-2. No scoreboard here, so got to just go by senior citizen memory.
Speak for yourself, Riles.
I know. Way off the bag at first. And will they try to throw it over or not? And they kick and the runner goes. There's a ground ball to short. That's a base hit to left field. The runner going will get to third, and just like that, Palazzi's put his team back in the ball game, down by 1. 5th hit of the game for Trumbull. So Palazzi with the RBI single, and more importantly, too, that Danny Massaro gets all the way to third, so they're back to first and third again, and Chris Briganti up could tie the game, and there's a pinch runner now. Number 8 is coming in to pitch run for Palazzi.
We don't have a number 8 on
they don't have a number. He flipped to the next page.
I did. Oh,
There he is.
John Welch.
John O'Brien Welch will run for Palazzi. And here's Deptula's first pitch. In there for a strike.
How big were those pass balls, though, Rob?
Oh, yeah.
Being able to move the runner
The
over
wild
the third.
pitches, well, they were really wild pitch. Once he hit the dirt, I guess you got to call him a wild pitch.
Wild pitch, yeah.
And here's the 0-1, swing and a tip. That's that fastball that tails. Briganti down 0-2 now. Lined out to short, flied to center. And the runner looks like he doesn't have any lead at first base, so he's going nowhere. And curveball, there's a ground ball to short. This should be an easy play, and it is. An easy 6-4 because the runner on first had a very short lead. So a fielder's choice, but Trumbull pokes back. So for Trumbull, they had one run on one hit. There were no errors, and they left two runners, well, actually one runner on base. We'll be right back. The bottom of the fifth inning, they're stretching here at Lagenza Field, if you're a Naugatuck fan. They still lead it, but by the score of 2-1.
America, meet Greg Anderson, served 2 tours in Afghanistan, Bronze Star and Purple Heart recipient, and unemployed. The unemployment rate among transitioning service members is unacceptably high, much higher than the general population. Veterans are a proven commodity. They're mature, reliable, and hardworking, and they deserve a chance to get back to work after serving their country. Do you really want to honor a veteran? Hire one. Go to legion.org/honor veterans to find out how you can help.
I never realized how much the American Legion did in our community until I was overseas and my family needed help. The Legion was there, taking care of things I couldn't, and they asked nothing in return. I guess it's because they know what I'm going through. They've been here before, and when I looked into it, I discovered that there was a way for me to continue to serve my fellow veterans and my community through the American Legion. That's why I joined.
The American Legion. We're a powerful force for the nation.
Well, Naugatuck has cut the lead in half. It's 2-1 now in favor of Naugatuck, and we're in the bottom of the fifth and the top of the order now for Naugatuck. There's a ball down low. As Zach Raveline, 1 for 2, scored a run back in the first. Naugatuck has gotten all their runs in the first inning. They have 2. Trumbull just scored 1 in the fifth. Curveball outside. It's 2-0. That's the first run that Trumbull has gotten against Naugatuck pitching in 12 innings. There's strike there, so it's 1-1. 2-1 rather. Let's check that. To Zach Graveline. There's the pitch outside. Ball 3. There's a ball. It's the dirt. Graveline's aboard. So your team gets you back in the game, and you walk the leadoff guy. Third walk of the game now. Let's see. 1, 2. Yep, third walk of the game for Ryan Michael Gomes. Brings up Nick Bruno. See if they decide to do anything here by a bunt. He got a double his first time up, scored a run, popped to first. Big lead by Graveline. Well, about 3. He checks. There's a ground ball between short and third. Will they get the runner at second? No. To first? No.
Infield single.
So an infield single for Nick Bruno. And runners at first and second and nobody out. And that's Naugatuck's 5th hit. So we're tied up in hits, but not in the big important stat, which is the runs. Well, before last inning, Naugatuck had the bases loaded, nobody out. Now they have, and they couldn't score. Now they have first and second, nobody out. Now comes Justin Marks, who grounded out to first and grounded out to third. He bunts up the third baseline. It's a beauty. Grabbing his Gomes. He fakes a throw to first. And a great bunt single by Justin Marks on that third baseline. And now Naugatuck has done it again. They've got the bases loaded, nobody out. And the 2 guys that started the rally last inning, Bedrosic and Jagello, are coming up to bat, right? So Bedrosic now is Trumbull decides not to play in the middle, back.
Playing,
they're up on the edge, yep, with everybody. Here's the first pitch. The Bedrosic is a curve. It misses high.
If you're Naugy here, you need to get a ball to the outfield.
Well, they need to break this game open. somehow, if you're Trumbull, you're in real trouble. You have to get either a force at the plate or a strikeout or a pop-up. There it is. They get the pop-up in the infield. Infield fly, you don't even have to go. So Bedrosic pops up to the second baseman. And I'm sure the the Naugatuck coach Mal was saying, "Oh no, don't tell me deja vu." Derek DeGello comes up. He's been on base twice today. He singled and walked. And now the middle infielders are back, and the corner infielders are up on the edge. So that's Kaufman at third, Bruggeman at short, Massaro at second, and Goldsmith at first. The first pitch is outside, ball one to DeGello.
And if you're Trumbull, you're doing that because if it gets hit to the corners, you're trying to go home and get
you got to get that force.
And the middle infielders are able to play double play depth to turn two.
Yep. Pops it up into right center. This could score a run and probably will. It's deep enough. The center fielder gets it, tagging and taking off his grab line. He's got speed, and he scores with the sac fly. So a sac fly RBI for Derek DeGello. Scores Graveline, who now scored twice today. It gets Bruno over to third base as he was tagging, and the runner on first, Marks, remains at first. So first and third, 2 outs now. But Naugatuck has made it a 3-1 game. And up comes big Austin Virab, who flied out to center and walked. And here's the first pitch to him. Curveball, low for ball one. So a walk, an infield single, and a bunt single, and a sac fly, and Naugatuck has scored without getting a base hit out of the infield.
Now see, if you're who's on third base right now?
First base, Nick Bruno.
Well, yeah, Bruno. If you see that ball getting picked off, or the pitcher trying to pick off at first, you got to get down the line, not going back to third base immediately.
Yep. There's a curveball to Virab, so it's strike one. This is 1-1 now. On deck, Mark Nofree. Gomes comes set, and the runner doesn't go. Another curve. There's another strike. So Virab lays off 2 curveballs in a row, so it's 1-2 now. Gomes trying to get out of this with only giving up 1 run. And here's the kick and deals. That's in the dirt, so it's 2-2. Threw him another breaking ball, tried to see if he would fish.
Yeah, Vera being very patient up there at the moment.
Yep.
Looking for a pitch he could drive.
The runner goes. Curveball right at the shortstop on 1 hop. You know, you have to wonder if the runner had not gone, that might have been a base hit up the middle, because that time Bruggeman was cutting across to be the cutoff guy on the toss down to second. So it ends up a 6-3 for Trumbull to get out of the threat. Well, for Naugatuck here in the bottom of the 5th inning, they come up with 1 run, 2 hits, no errors. But they leave 2 runners on base. That's 6 for them total in the game. We're going on to the top of the 6th inning. Naugatuck with a 3-1 lead. We'll be right back with more American Legion baseball action here on Sporting News CT after this.
As we recognize the service of America's men and women in uniform, let's also honor the families who sacrifice so much every day. As the service member serves, so does the family. Do you really want to honor a veteran? Look for ways to support their families and thank them for their sacrifices. Go to legion.org/honor-veterans to find out how you can help. The American Legion honors our newest generation of warriors and veterans. Please join us in supporting and recognizing their unique contributions and needs. Go to legion.org/honor-veterans to find out more.
Today, more than ever before, women are on the front lines of America's defense. These brave women struggle and sacrifice to help keep our country secure. They deserve to be recognized for their service as guardians of freedom.
Ready?
Yep. Back here at Naugatuck Field, Naugatuck leads it by the score of 3-1. We're in the top of the 6th inning. And Trumbull will send up Timmy Loico, Greg Kaufman, and Matt Delaney as they trail now by 2 as Naugatuck was able to get that 1 run back. And there's a pitch in the dirt. However, even though they had the bases loaded, nobody out twice, they only came up with 1 run.
Yeah, we do have some movement in the Trumbull bullpen.
Yep. Down the left field line. There's a strike. They have Danny Massaro, I believe, is warming up down there. I think I used to warm up way down that left field line just so I can get the shade of the light stanchion. There's 1-1 now, I believe. Lefty on lefty. Ball up high. Trumbull's bench starts to come alive. They know they're down to 6 outs potentially in their entire season.
There was our pitcher drop the ball. Nobody backing up with nobody on.
With nobody on base, so it doesn't matter. We've seen that a number of teams this year just don't back up throws to the pitcher with men on base. Like waiting for that thing to turn to a disaster. Deptula. He winds and delivers. Foul back into the screen. You can hear that vibration on
Shakes our crowd mic.
our crowd mic. Yep. It's still vibrating.
I thought that one was coming into the press box here.
Deptula winds and deals. Line shot right into right field for a base hit. And Nofri picks it up and throws it back. So Loico leads off the 6th here with a base hit. It's 6 now for Trumbull. They got the leadoff runner on.
Yeah, Trumbull not going home yet.
Yep. Greg Kaufman's up now. He got an infield single and pop to first. Not a very big lead at first base. Yes, here's the pitch. Curveball, nice, pretty pitch. That one broke a lot. I thought that was going to be up high, but then you can see the spin breaking it down. So it's 0-1 now to Kaufman. Deptula deals. Another curveball that's low. 1-1. Wooden bats, it's hard to turn to double play. You don't get that ball jumping out to the infielders as quick as you normally do. But a BB Core to throw to first had the runner fooled, but he scrambles back.
Yeah, Deptula really keeping runners off balance with his different moves.
And he likes to go kick, slide, step, mixes it up well. Kicks again, deals. Fastball, there's a base hit to left field. Or it gets there, gets by the left fielder, by the center fielder. Now the runners are rounding second, going to third, and they got second and third. And nobody out, and we're going to have to score that one, I would imagine. That's a single and an E on the center fielder to allow the batter, Kaufman, to get to second base. First error of the game for Naugatuck, and that's going to bring out Mark Nofri, the manager.
Given the center fielder there.
Was he the one that went by him? The left fielder dove, right? He dove and couldn't get it, but it got past the center fielder. So we're going to go E8 for allowing that runner to advance. And now Trumbull has the tying run on second base with nobody out. And Matt Delaney coming up, who struck out in line to center.
Yeah, you know, Riles, that's where, like, you have a
there it is.
You have a 2-run lead. If you're the left fielder there, you just need to block that ball, keep it in front of you. Don't allow those base runners to advance.
Yep.
And it ends up going by 2 guys.
2 guys it goes past. I know. That should have been you think like maybe a slide dive. I don't know. It's hard to judge. He gave a great effort, put it that way.
Yeah.
Great effort by the left fielder, Bruno. He went under Marks' glove. Now Naugatuck comes up on the edge. Curveball, swing and a miss. He's waving at it as Matt Delaney. He's having trouble with that lefty curve. So they're up on the edge. That's Jagello, Bedrzik, Graveline, and Virab. And now another curve. This one's blooped out into right center. Could be a base hit and will be. Runner at second held. Here's the throw to third. And it gets by the third baseman. Here comes the runner. Jagello picks it up, throws it home, and not in time. He's safe. And now the guy who hits the ball, originally, he's all the way to third base. They're arguing with the home plate umpire, but the game is now tied. A base hit to right field. Gets by the third baseman. So that's got to be an error on somebody to let it go by the third baseman.
That was definitely the throw, Riles, and then it was wide left.
Yeah, but who threw it?
The center fielder?
Or the right fielder?
Or the right fielder.
Right fielder. So I guess you got to give an E on the right fielder. But more importantly for Trumbull is they got to run around third base now after that base hit. So the big throw. And that's another hit for Trumbull, and they tied the game up. Now they seek the go-ahead here with a runner on third and nobody out. So the wheels are starting to fall off a bit for Naugatuck, although the game's still tied. a base hit, an E by the center fielder allowed the runners to get to second and third.
Still no outs, right?
Yeah, nobody out. You know, Delaney waved badly at that other pitch, just reached out and hit the base hit to right. But a bad throw coming in with nobody backing up third.
I thought that that throw at the plate was very, very, very close. Cause
Oh, I thought he was safe, though. Pop up and foul ground out of play right side.
the base runner did slide farthest away from where we are. That
Yeah,
outside
yeah.
or the inside of the plate. And he was safe, I guess.
I don't know, it looked to me like he was
That's
safe,
the call.
to be fair. But now there's nobody out. A runner on third in the name of Matt Delaney. He got all the way to third by a base hit to right. 'Cause he just kept going on all these relay throws.
So it happens when
Curveball fouled into the screen.
you start throwing the baseball all over the field.
Yep, yeah. So what was a commanding, or not, a 2-run lead, raced in 3 batters. And the slide stepped up to a swing and a miss. Gets by. So now the catcher has to throw it to first. Virab gets it. So strikeout by Goldsmith, and then a 2-3. Runner still at third, but there's one out in the top of the order up for Trumbull. If you're Naugatuck, you just want to keep your composure. You still got a lead. You still got the hammer, as they call it.
No more lead, right? It's tied up.
No, I mean, you still got the tie-up, right. But, I mean, you still have the hammer. You're the last ups. And in a tie game, if you can hold this, Popped up in the center field. That's going to be trouble. That's going to be a base hit, and Trumbull is taking a 4-3 lead. So a bloop single to center field by Kevin Bruggerman. So he gets an RBI single, and just like that, Trumbull is ahead of the game 4-3. With still one out, and up comes Massaro. So Loico started it all off with a single. Kaufman got a single that got by the left fielder, and then by the center fielder, let it go under his glove to advance runners to second and third. Delaney gets a single to right. A bad throw from right gets by the third baseman. They throw to the plate. The runner's safe. The original batter gets all the way to third. And just like that, after that hit, Trumbull, with 5 batters to the plate, has scored.
Yeah, depth
3 runs.
Really starting to get frustrated.
Yeah.
You can tell.
There's a rip foul on the right field line.
When you're out there for that long and you've had
Yep.
short innings.
All the way through this game, yep.
Yeah, it could start to take a toll on you.
Well, that's sometimes, if you keep your composure in a game, you don't do anything crazy, you still, especially when you're ahead. Runner goes, there's a line drive to the center fielder, and making the one-handed catch is Justin Marks, and the runner will go back.
Good backup by the catcher there.
Yeah, good backup by the catcher. Well, I would have thought that after that ball went to right field, that it would be the left fielder's responsibility to back up third base. On that play, because the ball went by to third baseman. The throw was coming in towards third base, and there was nobody backing up that throw. So once it got by to third baseman, Jagello, or even the pitcher, right. But he might have been already backing up home because there was a runner on second, so second and third. Ball's way up high, so he would have been backing up home. Somebody had to back up third. Jagello then tried to make a slide throw from his knees to the plate. Not a bad throw to the plate, but it wasn't in time. So pop up in the infield. Austin Virab calls for the ball, and he makes the easy catch to finally end the Trumbull threat. Well, for Trumbull here, in the top of the 6th inning, they come up with 3 runs on a total of 4 hits. There were 2 errors, and they left 1 runner, I believe, on base. We'll be right back with the bottom of the 6th inning. Trumbull now leads it by the score of 4-3.
As we recognize the service of America's men and women in uniform, let's also honor the families who sacrifice so much every day. As the service member serves, so does the family. Do you really want to honor a veteran? Look for ways to support their families and thank them for their sacrifices. Go to legion.org/honor veterans to find out how you can help. The American Legion honors our newest generation of warriors and veterans. Please join us in supporting and recognizing their unique contributions and needs. Go to legion.org/honor veterans to find out more.
Today, more than ever before, women are on the front lines of America's defense. These brave women struggle and sacrifice to help keep our country secure. They deserve to be recognized for their service as guardians of freedom. Please support the American Legion's efforts to serve the growing number of women veterans. Go to legion.org/honor veterans to find out how you can help.
Well, Trumbull has taken a 4-3 lead here at Ray Lagenza Field, and up now is Mark Nofree in the bottom of the 6th. Trumbull getting 3 runs on 4 hits. 2 big errors by Naugatuck. There's a bloop out into left field, and left fielder left fielder Massaro makes the catch.
Looks like Naugatuck's warming up Gravelin in the bullpen
Okay.
over there down the right field line.
Yep. And that's going to bring up Mike Nategeel.
Yeah, if you're Naugatuck here after giving up the lead, you cannot give in.
I know. You got to fight right back.
Swing at good pitches and get base runners on.
First pitch from Gomes is a curveball strike. Swing and a miss on that fastball outside. Looks like the bench of Naugatuck has just quieted down tremendously. You know? All right, Gomes winds and pitches, and it's outside.
Well, let's see how Trumbull does with the lead, right? They
Yep.
haven't had a lead yet in the 2 games that they've played.
First inning, they've had a lead, right?
Let's see if they settle in here.
Gomes looks in, shakes off the first sign, shakes off another one, now delivers. He wanted the curve, but it's up high. Nate Deptula due on deck. And here's the pitch. Low. So now it's full count to right-hand hitting Mike Nategeel.
You definitely do not want to put the tying run on here by a walk.
Yeah, I think he was the one that was scrappy that kept fouling balls off before, wasn't he? There's a line shot right at the left fielder, but right at him. Nategeel hit it hard, but it's an unforgiving game sometimes as he hit it on the sweet spot, but it went right at the left fielder, Danny Massaro, for the second out of the inning. Brings up Nate Deptula, who struck out and lined to center. And the wind-up in the pitch to Nate. Swing and a miss. He was chasing that one. He wanted to hit that ball over that Ray Lagenza sign
really
out there and
pulled
right.
his head out there.
Yeah.
You need to keep your eyes on the ball.
And here's the pitch outside, 1-1. As the fans certainly have calmed down here, the noise level. Gomes shakes off another sign and throws a different pitch. Curveball, swing and a miss. Some fans down the left field line with umbrellas shading themselves from the sun. Clear skies here today, as you can see on our viewfinder. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. That'll do it for Naugatuck. They go down very quietly here in the 6th inning. No runs, no hits, no errors for Naugatuck. Score remains Trumbull 4, Naugatuck 3. We'll be right back with the top of the 7th inning after this.
America, meet Greg Anderson. Served 2 tours in Afghanistan, Bronze Star and Purple Heart recipient, and unemployed. The unemployment rate among transitioning service members is unacceptably high, much higher than the general population. Veterans are a proven commodity. They're mature, reliable, and hardworking, and they deserve a chance to get back to work after serving their country. Do you really want to honor a veteran? Hire one. Go to legion.org/honor veterans to find out how you can help.
I never realized how much the American Legion did in our community until I was overseas and my family needed help. The Legion was there, taking care of things I couldn't, and they asked nothing in return. I guess it's because they know what I'm going through. They've been here before, and when I looked into it, I discovered that there was a way for me to continue to serve my fellow veterans and my community through the American Legion. That's why I joined.
The American Legion, we're a powerful force for the nation. We're patriots through and through. We believe in our flag and all that it stands for. Our Constitution, our Pledge of Allegiance, our way of life are all fundamental to maintaining our freedom and the standing that we have as the greatest country on earth. We promote and defend these values every day in communities across the nation. Go to Legion.org to find out more about the American Legion's commitment of service to America.
America, meet Greg Anderson, served 2 tours in Afghanistan, Bronze Star and Purple Heart recipient, and unemployed. The unemployment rate among transitioning service members is unacceptably high, much higher than the general population. Veterans are a proven commodity. They're mature, reliable, and hardworking, and they deserve a chance to get back to work after serving their country. Do you really want to honor a veteran? Hire one. Go to legion.org/honor veterans to find out how you can help.
Well, Al Palazzi up here in the top of the 7th inning got a single and RBI, and he rips it one bouncer to Jagello at third. Long throw, and he makes it rather easily. As Palazzi hit it hard, but it just bounced up as a Sunday hop to Jagello, so 1 up, 1 down here in the top of the 7th. Trumbull holding on to a slim 4-3 lead as they send Chris Briganti up. He's 0 for 3 on the day. Trumbull got all their runs by their, well, not all of them, but most of them, by their 6, 7, and 8 batters. The first pitch is in there for a strike. Nate Deptula still on the mound for Naugatuck. He's scattered 8 hits so far. Curveball misses. 4 runs on 8 hits, no errors for Trumbull. 3 runs, 6 hits, and I have them as 2 errors. There's a line drive, base hit for Briganti. So that's their 9th hit of the game.
Yeah, those bats really coming alive here in
Yeah.
the last couple innings for Trumbull.
Well, it's your 4th time around facing the guy. That's why.
Yep.
When you've seen a pitcher 3 times, and look like they're going to have something on here as Timmy Loiko's 1 for 3 steps up. I would imagine if you're Trumbull, you want to put on the pressure here. You want to take a shot at some point. He tries to bunt, and it's blocked well. That's Timmy Loiko. Tried to bunt and pulled it back.
Kind of leaning back towards first.
First, yeah. See if he throws over now. As he does, yeah. Wanted to see if the batter squared, but didn't put on any signs. So Coach McFarland down there at third base did not put any signs on. They throw over again. As Loiko did not show bunt. There's 1-0 on Loiko, and here's the pitch. Way inside. 2-0 now to Loiko. That's the hard part about it, when you concentrating on the guy on first. And
yeah, you got multiple things that you're worried
yeah.
about.
3-0. That one's called high.
Now he's losing the batter.
Yep, exactly. Yep, exactly. Here's the pitch. Way up high, ball 4. So now Trumbull has runners on first and second. That's the first walk of the game issued by Nate Deptula, although I have him as hitting 3 batters. Let me see. 1, 2. Oh, he only hit 2 batters, I think, here this afternoon. And that's going to be all for Nate Deptula. And we'll let you know who the new pitcher is on the flip side.
As we recognize the service of America's men and women in uniform, let's also honor the families who sacrifice so much every day. As the service member serves, so does the family. Do you really want to honor a veteran? Look for ways to support their families and thank them for their sacrifices. Go to legion.org/honor veterans to find out how you can help. Life in the military is one of service and sacrifice. And for some, that sacrifice is more than many of us can imagine. Please join with the American Legion in recognizing and supporting our wounded warriors and their families. Let's not allow them to be forgotten and left to fend for themselves. They deserve more. Sometimes just thank you isn't enough. Go to legion.org/honor veterans to find out how you can help.
The new pitcher for Naugatuck is Zach Graveline, the second baseman. Mark Nofri comes in from right field to second base, and Nate Deptula goes from the mound to right field. First pitch is inside to Greg Kaufman, who's got two singles today, one of them an infield single. And Trumbull has runners on first and second. And there's a strike, so it's 1-1 with one out. So Naugatuck trying to keep the damage here, not allowing another insurance run to happen. There's the 1-1 curveball. There's strike two now. So they go lefty-righty, does Naugatuck. That one hits the dirt. It's a ball. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out here to Greg Kaufman. 4 runs on 10 hits for Trumbull, no errors, 7 left on base so far for Naugatuck. 3 runs, 6 hits, 2 errors, 6 left on base. And the wheels just came off for Naugatuck in the 6th. Another curveball in the dirt. So the count is full.
Naugatuck here, you're really trying to get a ground ball here. Maybe
Yep.
get a double play and get out of this and maybe have a shot at tying it up in the bottom of the 7th.
Or winning it. And they'll have the top of the order come the 7th. That'll be Graveline, Bruno, and Marks. There's a ground ball to deep short. Bedrzik dives. He'll have no throw anywhere. So now another infield single by Kaufman. You got one of those before. The defense didn't shift over in a sense. So bases are now loaded, 1 out. 11th hit of the game for Trumbull.
Looks like the corners will move up.
Yeah,
and,
they
the
will.
outfielders
Yep.
will play double play depth.
So Matt Delaney, who singled and scored a run last inning.
Oh, they're going to move up everybody.
Yeah, they're moving everybody up. I guess they figure we can't rely on a double play. We're just going to go to the plate. There's a fly ball to right center. That may drop. Deptula won't get it. It gets by him. 1 run will score. Briganti scores. Loico's going to score. And just like that, they got the runner in second. That's a, 4-3. Now the runner goes from, and what's his name? Our big guy knows exactly what to do. And they get a double play out of it. Wow. They get a double play. But 1 run scores. Did the second run score?
I think so.
So that would have been a base hit and a double play that went 4-3 to 5-6, right? I think that's the way it went, if I'm not mistaken. So, and that'll do it. But for Trumbull here in the top of the 7th, did they get 2 runs?
They did.
They did. They got 2 runs as they now take a 6-3 lead heading into the bottom of the 7th. Well, the bizarre play ends the inning, but Trumbull comes up big again. We'll be right back with the bottom of the 7th inning. Can Naugatuck do it, or will we have an if game? Stay tuned to find out.
The American Legion, we're a powerful force for the nation. We're patriots through and through. We believe in our flag and all that it stands for. Our Constitution, our Pledge of Allegiance, our way of life are all fundamental to maintaining our freedom and the standing that we have as the greatest country on earth. We promote and defend these values every day in communities across the nation. Go to legion.org to find out more about the American Legion's commitment of service to America.
The American Legion honors our newest generation of warriors and veterans. Please join us in supporting and recognizing their unique contributions and needs. Go to legion.org/honor veterans to find out more. Life in the military is one of service and sacrifice. And for some, that sacrifice is more than many of us can imagine. Please join with the American Legion in recognizing and supporting our wounded warriors and their families. Let's not allow them to be forgotten and left to fend for themselves. They deserve more. sometimes just thank you isn't enough. Go to legion.org/honor veterans to find out how you can help.
The American Legion, we're a powerful force for the nation. We're patriots through and through. We believe in our flag and all that it stands for. Our Constitution, our Pledge of Allegiance, our way of life are all fundamental to maintaining our freedom and the standing that we have as the greatest country on earth. We promote and defend these values every day in communities across the nation. Go to legion.org to find out more about the American Legion's commitment of service.
At the bottom of the 7th inning, last call for Naugatuck here. They need 3 to tie 4 to win. And still on the mound for Trumbull is Gomes. Shakes off the first pitch. He's going to throw it to Graveline. And Graveline, taking all the way, takes a strike. As he steps out, takes a deep breath, and steps back in.
We do need to remember that the tying or winning run is sitting somewhere
in the dugout. Yeah, I know. He has to get on base somehow as he fouls that one off. So it's 0-2 now to Zach Graveline. There's a wind-up in the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3, so there's 1 out. That is the 4th strikeout of the game for Ryan Gomes. And that's got to be a deflator when you're trailing by 3. Brings up Nick Bruno.
Definitely takes the wind out of
Yeah.
it with a leadoff strikeout.
I know. There's the pitch. There's popped up into foul ground. The first baseman, Goldsmith, standing other, and he's got it for the 2nd out. So a P3 foul on that one. And now Naugatuck down to their last out as Trumbull is on the verge of forcing the if game. Probably starting about half an hour after this. We'll have to shut down and then reboot in order to save the game, Jim. So
we're gonna head down to Friendly's, right? Get a quick milkshake.
We won't have time, unfortunately. There's a pop-up in the infield. That should do it. Goldsmith is going to do it again. He stands underneath and makes the catch, so that ends it. Naugatuck goes down pretty easily in the bottom of the 7th inning. So the final score in Game 1 today of this doubleheader now is Trumbull 6 and Naugatuck 3. For Trumbull, 6 runs on 12 hits. They left 7 runners on base. For Naugatuck, 3 runs on 6 hits, 2 errors committed in that deadly 6th inning. And they left 6 runners on base. Well, it was a 2-1 ball game until everything fell apart for Naugatuck and everything happened to the better for Trumbull as they had 4 hits in that 6th inning. 2 big errors by the outfielders of Naugatuck allowed runners to score that perhaps shouldn't have scored. But in any event, we'll do it again as Naugatuck is not eliminated. They just have another game to play now between the 2 teams, and we'll start this game probably about a half hour. We'll wait to see what they end up deciding between the umpires and the coaches as to what exactly they're going to do and when they're going to start the next game. As right now it's about 5 after 5.
Very wild, though. You know, Naugatuck jumped out to that 2-0 lead, and then Trumbull just not giving up in the 5th inning, getting a run, in the 6th inning, getting 3 runs, and in the 7th inning, getting 2.
Well, I thought the big key to the game is the fact that, you know, Naugatuck is moving along, they're putting the pressure on, but then they get the bases loaded, they come up empty. The next inning, they get the bases loaded and nobody out, and they come up with only 1 run.
Yeah.
So out of having 6 guys on base with nobody out, they get 1 run out of it when you think about it, and that's a tough one. So I guess they're going to score. They're going to say they're playing this game at 5:30. Right now it's 5 after 5. So we'll see you back here at approximately 5:30 for game number 2.
I never realized how much the American Legion did in our community until I was